All right, we should be on Twitch.
All right. Well, how's it going? Whoa, let's listen to the
Welcome
podcast.
to the podcast.
Whoa.
Oh,
Whoa. It's 374. I haven't even put 373 up because I'm a lazy fucking piece of shit.
Yeah, keeping us to this fucking rigorous recording schedule. Jesus.
It's true, once a week.
I'm just gonna farm Dire Mall during the podcast if that's all right with
Nope.
everyone.
no. If I can't play, you can't farm during podcast.
I've started doing all this bullshit where you like can solo some instance bosses because you take advantage of fucked up pathing.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like it's like another level of nerdity that I've reached.
That is definitely like for real proper strat from I forget what it's called. The princess in Maradon.
Oh yeah, people
You
do
can
that.
kite her in like a circle around there, as a hunter.
Yeah, I've seen Shadow Priest do that too.
Well, because she has a thing, her fart that she does, whatever that is, the fart attack. Where it's just, people call it the fart attack because it looks like she's farting, but it's like a ground pound she does, where like it pushes people back and it does damage in an area. So if you like have someone within melee range when it's like ready to trigger, she'll do that for like 5 seconds, and then you can just like, and she doesn't do any damage if you're outside the range. She can just like open up on her from range,
Uh-huh.
wait for her to go again, and then just slow her until the timer ends, and then have, especially it works well with hunters because they can just have their pet run in to trigger it, and then have the pet run out. Or if you're Shadow, I'm sure you can just trigger it, and then you would just heal over time through Vampiric Embrace as she sits there. So yeah,
Yeah,
I'm sure it's
seen
doable.
Hunters can do solo tribute runs in Dire Maul.
Yeah,
It's because they can just skip stuff by running through it and feigning death over and over.
yeah. Mm-hmm.
It's stupid. Hunters are stupid, and I hate them, and I want to be one.
Oh yeah, a lot of people want to get her for the Blade of Eternal Darkness, which is and maybe that's something you'd want to farm. I don't know if it's in your guide. That's the spell dagger.
Maybe there's a dagger offhand combo that is supposed to be pre-raid best in slot, but I'm not really worrying about it because I'm hoping to get the raid one.
Yeah, it might be
Pretty
because
quickly.
of the dagger does it just is a chance on landing a damaging spell to deal 100 shadow damage and restore 100 mana. And I think it procs quite a bit. So it like helps you keep mana up.
I have the staff of the Ogre Magi, which is good enough for me right now. Till I get the Eye of Divinity tonight, and everybody will say, "Here, Matt, you can have this," and then they'll
How much
clap.
KP do you have?
I think around 300, like 270 or something.
So you got the Rod of the Ogre Magi off of where's that from? Oh, that's
from the
Dire
tribute
Maul.
thing, I think.
I need to run Dire Maul now that I'm high enough level.
It's fun. Oh fuck!
I'm at 57.
I died. I fucked up.
Matt,
fucked up,
we're
guys.
recording.
So this is the podcast. Welcome.
No. All right. I'm updating the drive. Let me get on Twitch and listen to the levels.
Hey John, you want to buy some Mooncloth bags?
Yeah, if you give them to me for free.
20 gold.
That's too much.
I gotta make some money for that epic mount.
Just wait. Well, make sure you wait till you get to PvP rank 4 because you get an additional 100 gold off.
Oh, really?
Yeah, you get another 10% off all faction vendors.
Nice.
All right, let me listen. I gotta turn off my Discord. Okay, Discord's off. This is John talking. All right, Matt, and then TJ.
Discord, more like Pisscord.
Piss cord, more like shit cord.
This is John again, and then Matt, and then TJ. I'm talking at my normal voice.
Now I'm talking at my normal voice as well.
This is me right over here, and I'm doing something.
All right, John again, and then Matt, and then TJ.
John keeps fucking shit up, so I'm talking again.
Outlets look like surprised faces. Wow.
Well, I'm just making sure. I'm a little bit louder, so I'm gonna move my mic, and I actually think I'm just gonna turn my volume down in. Okay, how's that sound, Matt?
You sound beautiful. Beautiful and perfect, John.
Matt, can you talk into the mic?
Yes, I'm talking into the mic.
That's better. You were talking away from it. It was way quieter. All right, that sounds good to me. All right. I'm just going to do the podcast with me not listening to Discord and only listening to Twitch.
So you'll just be responding like 50
So everything's on
seconds
delay
later.
for me. Yeah, definitely, Matt.
Okay, cool. So how was your day, John?
So TJ, how's it going? My day was fine, Matt.
I don't know if this is going to work.
I think it'll work just fine. All right, I gotta turn off the Twitch audio so I can do this correctly. Matt, I didn't sub to you.
That's
I
because
subbed
you're not
TJ.
a supportive person.
I subbed to TJ.
Hooray.
All right, let's start. It's 370 what?
Turn it down for 370 what?
370 what?
All right, here we go. Welcome to Born in the 80s, episode 374. I'm your host, John Danger, joined by my co-hosts.
Matt Hag, who I was quitting WoW.
And
Finally.
TJ, who has already quit WoW, sadly.
I feel bad because I am not getting ready to. I'm not leveling up fast enough to get in the raids.
Yeah, why don't you stop sucking so much?
So I have a life outside of the game.
See, that's where you've gone wrong.
I'll tell you part of the reason why, Matt, because I'm not level 60 now. So it's very hard with the world PvP turned on to exist as a level 57
Yeah.
because I get attacked all the time.
Look, I lifted myself up by my own bootstraps just fine, and I think everybody else should be able to do what I did.
The only reason why you're level 60 is you had a gift from your parents that guaranteed you the money you needed to buy all of your skills so that you could level up. No, I don't know. The thing is that I picked the hardest class to level, and it's a lot of burnout on that because there's a lot of downtime. So it's my own fault. But
Well, I don't know, if you expected a tank, you'd be fine. You had to be special.
No, not even. Like, I could group spam stuff, but the problem is, all right, let's get everyone to stop listening because we're talking about World of Warcraft and nobody gives a shit. So let's get that out of the way. Let's say if you don't want to listen to this, jump forward 5 minutes and we'll be done.
We also didn't see if Spanky or Ewan were available today.
Oh, fuck those
that's your
guys.
fault.
I assumed Spanky was just yelling at the TV.
Yeah, that's what he's always
Probably.
doing during football season.
Yeah.
No, stop. I said 5 minutes and we went on a tangent. We gotta get the WoW shit out of the way. All right. You've skipped forward. Skip forward 5 minutes from synchronized watches now. Okay. I got it ready. Okay. I want to rant a little bit about the problem I have with World of Warcraft, and it's that, and it was the bitter pill to swallow that it is a game that is different today because the culture has changed so much since then. Is that the fact that now it's really hard to get groups to do stuff that you want. Like I wanted to run anything but Blackrock Depths.
Oh yeah, you can't do that.
Arena Anger. It's impossible. It's all anyone wants to run because there's two items. There's the Savage Gladiator Chain, which is a drop from a mob that only appears 1 out of every 8 runs, and then he has a 20% chance to drop. So I don't know if TGA can do the statistics on that, but it's fairly low. And then the other boss, Angerforge, has a 5% chance to drop an item that is a melee DPS best in slot trinket. So all anyone wants to do is run those instances. Lower Blackrock Spire has a lot of cool and good shit in it, as well as quests I need to do. And so I wanted to run that, and it took forever because I said I didn't want to tank it. And this is the thing: is if I would have been a tank, we could have gotten a group in like 2 seconds. But I didn't want to tank because I've never run it before. So I'm like, I don't really feel comfortable tanking something I've never run. I mean, I have back in like 2006 when I was playing. So it's been a while. It's been 13 years since I played this instance. So I didn't feel comfortable. So we waited for like an hour and a half, and then a tank showed up, and then we ran through it in an hour and a half. So I spent 3 hours to do one instance that should take like an hour.
Nice.
And the rant I have is that because best in slot things have happened, and we've had so many years on private servers to calculate like optimal gear, it's really hard to do anything that isn't in that narrow path of that. And so people are content to grind the same shit over and over again, which is just not how I want to play. B, our entire guild is way ahead of me, so nobody wants to run the other stuff. Some people have helped me, but and then C, there's no fucking tanks in this game. It's just warriors, and that's the problem. When you have an essential role required for every instance, and only one class can be it, and only one class can be it, and not be gimped, because like if you're a warrior, let's say, like me, right? And I want to raid, I have to be DPS to raid because we only have 2 tanks and our 40 man. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so it's really dumb. It's a thing they fixed in Burning Crusade, thankfully, by making Paladin and Druids actually more acceptable as tanking classes, which made it a lot easier to have flexibility. But the problem is that it was a bad design decision. Because the other ones are meant to be able to tank. There's protection spec for Paladins and protection spec for Druid, but since they're not viable in the end game post 60 content, nobody will ever play as them.
No, like, they totally are right now.
Druid is. Paladin is not.
Yeah, who fucking cares about Paladins?
That's true. We're on the Horde. But the thing is that, so if you're Horde, there's 2 classes that can tank. They just need to make... The thing they fixed was dual spec swapping later, which I appreciate. The problem with that is that they made it so like 6 other classes could tank as well later, so it was just like it didn't really matter.
Yeah, I feel like from what I hear about retail is they went too far where like the differences between classes is just negligible.
Yeah, that's the thing, is everybody can do a little bit of everything now, so it doesn't feel unique. The problem with Classic is that it's a little bit too not swappable, if that makes sense. It's like really hard. And unless you want to have 2 level 60 warriors on your account, one is a tank and one is not. You know, it's hard. And nobody wants to do that because it's stupid. That's my thoughts.
Yeah, I'm just glad I'm not like... Druids have to have separate gear sets based on what role they're going to be doing that day. So like I've had people show up.
I have a tanking gear set when I tank.
Yeah, that's sounds like such a pain in the ass.
Yeah, because my optimized DPS gear has a lot of mail and leather gear. So if I try and tank with that, I'm just going to get walloped. I need to be an all plate. So, but that makes it easy, at least. But I don't know. I won't have the spec, so I'll never be able to raid tank. So I don't know. It's just bad optimization. And we're done. All right, Matt, what did you play all week?
What I heard throughout that whole thing was, I'm John, and I'm going to whine because I don't want to put the work into just grinding out like 3 levels to get 60.
That's partially true. But the problem is that because they added in the world PvP, that I could rant about too, but I'm not going to. Because
if you're running instances, that doesn't affect you.
But nobody wants to run instances except for one, which I'm fucking tired as shit of because I ran like 20 times. Sorry. It's just my rant. It's just that everyone optimized it. And so now all of the other stuff, because nobody will take anyone that's not a 60 in any of the other instances that are like level 57 to 60. Because they're like, oh, we don't want to slow down for you. People are more selfish, man.
Yeah.
I can't click the book.
People sure are worse than they used to be, huh?
Father, I can't click the book. Okay, so just to rant off this, just to move on to another like separate tangent. I was thinking about this because I was watching a show that I started watching this week, which is really fun, but is impossible to watch in the US. So that's awesome. Love region locking UK stuff. Can't even buy it on Amazon. But someone had them on YouTube, so I watched these episodes. The show's called Taskmaster. But before I describe the show, 2015, I think the first season took place. And I feel like that was the last good year. Right? There's not been a year better than that since then. 2016, 2017, 2018, 2019, they're all bad. Right?
Yeah.
That was the best year.
I mean, within our like our narrow little section of the planet, sure. I feel like for some people 2015 was probably maybe not so great.
I'm gonna look up the Wikipedia article for 2015 controversies and let's talk about this. Okay. All right, so there are 30 controversies in 2015. Oh my god, I think I have the literal exact time when the world ended. It is, I will give you the date, I think.
June 26th. I'm just guessing.
What?
June 26th?
I'm trying to find a date on this post here so I can get the time, and I'm not seeing any dates written. Can I just say the date when this happened?
No.
Is it when Trump announced his candidacy?
Oh my god. No, that's not when Trump. It may have been, but that's not the. That's not, what terrible, awful social event happened in 2015? Actually, it was 2014.
I can't remember that far back.
2014. You're talking about Gamergate?
Yep. That was the end of the internet being okay.
Was that long ago?
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
It was the November 2014, it seems like.
When was the term incel coined? Probably
A
right
long
around the
time
same
ago.
time.
No, I think a long time ago. I think that's probably a thing that's been around forever, but I think it got popular at that point. Yeah, it was late 2014, not 2015. It's just that it continued into 2015, which is why it was listed on the controversies of 2015.
And now the games industry is completely fixed. They
Can I get
did
the
it.
Actual date?
They did the
of this?
ethics.
When was the Zoe post Gamergate post posted? What was
You
the
just
date?
said post like 14 times.
Post Malone.
I'm more of a pre-Malone fan.
No, Matt, I didn't get on Twitter yet. I made up that joke when I was on a car ride.
Oh no.
You just stole it from me in live. No, so my joke, I was going to tweet this out, and I don't think I will because it's not like amazing, but I'll share my draft tweet. Was I liked him before he got popular. I'm more of a pre-Malone guy. So it's bad, but anyway, Gamergate was coined by the actor Adam Baldwin.
Oh
So you know.
Oh.
It was originally called the Quinspiracy, but then they said Gamergate. Where's
God,
the
is
when the
Adam
fuck-
Baldwin just like was one of the first celebrities where it's just like, oh wow, you're kind of awful. Like before I started like reading James Woods tweets and Tim Allen tweets and stuff, like he's
Yeah.
just the worst.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, it's he's definitely the worst Baldwin, and it's difficult to be the worst Baldwin.
Isn't
'Cause
he?
they're-
Is he not even?
Because there is no good Baldwin.
Is he not related to the other Baldwins? Let's look up Adam Baldwin.
Yeah, research on a podcast is absolutely the best.
He starred in Full Metal Jacket.
Oh, great, classic. All right, boys, I got the date the world became trash
Okay.
with the exact date. August 16th, 2014. That's it.
That's my birthday.
That's
Is
the
that-
really
What happened then?
that was the post in which the former relationship of having person with Zoe Quinn wrote a post about her being or a bunch of posts about her like cheating on him, basically. And then that snowballed into because she had posted created a game called Depression Quest. Let's just
Oh.
relitigate all of Gamergate right now.
Yeah.
Oh, I remember.
And that game was, I guess, an indie game, very indie. It was, I think, a text adventure, so it wasn't like a class A AAA game, or like a fancy indie like Darling with amazing graphics and things. And it got a bunch of press coverage, and then people were like, "Oh, she had a relationship, according to this post, with a guy who worked at Kotaku." And so he obviously posted about that game on Kotaku because they were banging. So the game, only because she's a girl, she got to have her game on a national website, and then it just kind of snowballed from there.
Yeah. It
turned into-
definitely couldn't be that like a game about depression is something that really resonates with a lot of people that play video games.
Definitely not. No, not that they would want to admit to themselves or play. I don't
And
know.
I
if
have
the
an
game-
update. Adam Baldwin is not related to the Baldwin brothers.
Oh, he isn't.
No, he's
No.
a separate Baldwin.
Oh, that's good. So Stephen Baldwin's still the worst Baldwin.
What do they call it?
Got it.
Convergent evolution. The Baldwins evolved separately on different islands.
Yeah. They split long ago, and two Baldwin trees grew just separately. But okay, that's good to hear. I thought he was part of the Baldwin family, so there's just Billy and Stephen and Alec then.
And there's apparently a Daniel Baldwin. Let's look him up.
Yeah,
Oh.
what's old
His-
Danny Ball?
So his Wikipedia photo is a mugshot.
Oh, okay, that's good.
Orange County booking photo in November 2006. Daniel Leroy Baldwin.
Holy shit, he looks like a lot like Alec Baldwin, but like a really
Like, rough.
really
rough
fucked
version.
up Alec Baldwin. He's probably not doing well.
No.
I'm guessing. He does have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 children. He was married for 6 years and is no longer married. So that's probably bad. His children mostly have terrible names.
He did
Uh,
appear on Celebrity Rehab.
Always good. I feel bad for this guy. I mean, like, celebrity doesn't work for some people, He was in a lot of movies. His credits list is long. So, I don't know. Hopefully he gets better. You know what I mean? In 2014, he did direct and write a movie that was played at a bunch of film festivals and won a bunch of awards and like regional film festivals. So maybe he's doing better now. We can only hope.
Yeah. Looks like he's still
As long-
working.
I love though Wikipedia, still working. doing stuff. You know, he's in a bunch of movies, maybe not like big ones, maybe indie flicks, whatever. You know, but he's still working. He's clearly probably gotten past some of his personal problems, but they still got the mugshot on Wikipedia for him. So I guess he can't ever get past that.
I feel like he's got to have a publicist or something, right? So like they should be able to get that taken care of.
Yeah. Who knows? He's in a lot of movies that don't have Wikipedia pages, which probably means they're not super large scale. But I mean, the guy's still working, you know. Celebrity Big Brother. Oh my God. Guy. He did win Best Supporting Actor at the Madrid International Film Festival in 2014. So like he's doing good work. You know, I'm sure. He just had some substance abuse problems. I feel bad for the guy.
Yeah. I clicked on one of his movies. It's never a good sign when the directed by, written by, starring, and music by credits are all the same person.
You know. A guy had a vision. He was like, give me the cheapest Baldwin. Is he, though? Do you think Stephen Baldwin might be cheaper? He's gaudy.
Let's see.
Welcome to the Baldwin cast.
Net worth Stephen Baldwin.
It's probably really high, right? Well, I got to get my podcast notes out so I can write down things.
Okay. Whatever this website is says Stephen Baldwin has a net worth of $500,000, which doesn't seem like a lot for somebody that's in movies and TV.
I wish I had a net worth of $500,000.
Me too.
So I've met Stephen Baldwin. Does that make sense?
No. When did you meet Stephen Baldwin? And why am I just learning about this now?
At Life Fest, the Christian rock festival.
Oh, that makes sense.
I was supposed to say, is this with one of your Christian youth groups?
Yes, exactly. In high school, he was at Life Fest.
Daniel Baldwin's net worth is estimated at $400,000.
Yeah, he was. Just gave it he had a stage presentation where he gave a talk about being like Jesus-y. So, in late 2008, Baldwin formed a for-profit organization called Antioch Ministry, which exists to, quote, facilitate the gifts and calling of Stephen Baldwin.
Alec Baldwin's estimated net worth is $65 million.
Yeah, he's in a lot of stuff.
There's a little bit of a gap there.
Yeah. How does the Baldwin family go? Because he was a Trump supporter in 2016. So you can go fuck yourself. You can't be someone who believes in religious stuff and support that guy. He was on Celebrity Apprentice.
I heard Trump was appointed by God.
What God do we have?
The rich evangelical God. Capitalist Jesus loves Trump.
That's true. Jesus did inherit a carpentry business from his father.
Yeah. I remember that time Jesus went into the temple and he was like, all this money laundering is totally cool.
Yeah, that's cool. Keep selling shit in the church. It's good.
Can you put my slogan on a hat?
So my favorite part about Stephen Baldwin's career is that he was in a lot of stoner comedy stuff in the 90s. He was actually in a legit good movie, The Usual Suspects, as a fairly starring role, I'd say, one of the main characters. And so that was cool. And then he did Under the Hula Moon in 1995. No one saw that. And then he did Biodome, which was extremely panned, but is actually an incredibly good movie for how terrible it is. I will definitely say that. And he was in a bunch of other bad shit. He was in Half Baked in 1998, but a fairly small role.
He was in the Flintstones Viva Rock Vegas.
Yeah, you see, you know, the straight to DVD version. Although he did rub elbows with Robert Baratheon himself, who plays Fred Flintstone in that, which I think is hilarious. But
Wait,
then he's in a
really?
lot of real bad garbage, a lot of direct-to-video stuff. And then it seems like he found religion after his career became garbage.
Funny how that
Yeah.
works.
Yeah, it's like, let's see here. Lost Treasure was 2003.
It's almost like if you're vulnerable and looking for something, religions tend to go after you.
Yeah. Oh, he's in Fred Claus. I forgot.
Yeah. He's in the support group for Brothers of Famous People
Yeah, that's right.
with
That's never good.
who's the Rocky guy's brother? You
I
know,
don't know.
the Rocky guy from the Rocky Punchy movie.
Are you talking about Frank Stallone?
Yeah, that guy.
Guys, I got a movie we need to watch here. So I want to assume this is when he made his switch to being super religious. Because there's a movie that was distributed by the Trinity Broadcasting Network in 2004, 104 minutes. A little movie called Six: The Mark Unleashed. It's a Christian action drama film, written and directed by Kevin Downes, whoever the fuck that is. Starring Kevin Downes, Stephen Baldwin. You got some other fucking bangers here, though. Eric Roberts, who's always up for a straight to DVD movie, and Jeffrey Dean Morgan, who was in A Dark Place, I suppose, 2004.
Yeah, for a while he was just like, whatever, I'll fucking do it.
A very popular actor now. And that's the thing, is that when you're an actor, you know, you're never down. You're going to be in some shitty, straight to fucking Trinity Broadcasting Network bullshit action Christian movie. And then just keep plugging away, man. Keep plugging away. And then you're going to be in fucking Watchmen and be like, oh, he's
Yeah.
a really good actor in a movie. And then he gets put in a bunch of shit. Things kind of go up
I
and
feel
down.
like
you
him
pick
as
some
the
more bad-
dad on Supernatural was kind of like the end of his slumming it phase.
Yeah, exactly.
Right
That's a
before
good
you
point.
hit.
When was that? When was Supernatural? That was 2005. Yeah. That tracks. That was just after no, that was before. Okay, yeah. So Watchmen was 09. Yeah. So yeah, there you go. He was like, you know what? I'm gonna be in stuff. And then now he's in bad stuff still. Like the movie Rampage. He seems like a guy who just doesn't decide to say no to be in something.
Yeah.
You know?
There's
But-
a very thin line between like the people that are in everything because they're desperate and the people that are in everything because fuck, it's an easy paycheck.
I think for him, I think he really likes being in everything because he's a guy who just likes to work. You
Yeah.
know, he likes acting. He likes doing action stuff. He likes acting. And he got to be on The Walking Dead, and he's pretty much one of the more standout characters from that show now. So things work out. But he was in Six: The Mark Unleashed. Let's read a little synopsis of this.
God, I want to watch this.
I want you to guess when this film is set. When would a Christian action movie be set?
The year
2012.
2000.
No, come on. What happens in the book? One of the books in the Bible?
The Revelations,
Yes, the end.
but I don't know
times.
when that happens.
Oh, I'm not saying the date. I'm just saying
Okay.
like this is 2004 when it was made. You know, whatever. But the end times, the Great Tribulation after the rapture, when the earth has been taken
The
over.
part of the Bible
the-
that definitely wasn't just people tripping out on like bad wheat and writing fucked up
Dude,
hallucinations.
pass that weed. Let's write fucking look at that number 6. We do that 3 times, and it's like bad. Whoa.
So it's like this fungus grew on my corn because I think we have corn, and gets me real fucked up. And then I write this really
yeah. If
messed
you use
up
that
poetry.
corn to brew alcohol, it gets you really fucked up. There's this toxin that's being made when it's forming that gets you real fucked up. So the mark of the beast, an implant in the right hand or forehead, is being imposed on everyone worldwide.
Oh, I've heard of this. I've heard
Those-
the one of the things that like fundamentalists will
Mhm.
think that the mark of the beast might be is either a barcode or an implanted chip.
Yeah, that's right. It's being imposed on everyone worldwide. Those who take the mark become part of the, quote, community. Those who refuse are imprisoned and after 3 weeks are beheaded. 2 non-Christian renegades, Kevin Downs and David A.R. White, steal a car for a friend who's refused the mark. When they arrive at his place, they find he's changed his mind and took the mark and feels so much happier. Oh no, it's like a fucking Body Snatchers. Smuggler, Tom Newman. That's Jeffrey Dean Morgan, plays a human smuggler. Is captured by a police unit led by Jessica, spelled Jesseca. So whoever wrote this didn't know how to spell Jessica. Newman, played by an actress named Amy Moon, who doesn't have a Wikipedia page. His ex-wife took the mark. He is tortured until he agrees to infiltrate a Christian group in the prison in order to kill Elijah Cohen, a Christian leader who remains at large. Jessica warns him if he tries to escape, he will be captured and turned over to Preston Scott. These are some good-ass fake names. Tom Newman, Preston Scott, to be tortured. All 3 of them meet in prison, decide to try and escape to a place called Prodigal City, a safe haven. My phone is exploding. All of a sudden, I got like 12 notifications. Sorry.
It's the Christian mafia. They're on to you.
Exactly. They know. They know we're talking about it. Brody and Tom do not like this city and try and leave. Preston meets up with them. The 2 men are tortured. Tom refused the mark and is beheaded. Brody accepts and claims it was the wrong choice. It ends. Stephen Baldwin's on the cover. In that plot transcript, I did not mention his name once. So I don't know
he
what's
also has
going
top
on.
billing on IMDb.
And he has top billing in this cast. I don't know what he played in this.
He played
I'm assuming
Luke,
Luke. Yeah.
whoever the fuck Luke is.
Let's see here. Reviews were overwhelmingly negative, with the film critic David Nusser calling it an utterly worthless piece of work, giving it 0 out of 4 stars. Let me just read that. That's realfilm.com. Oh, I'm going to see if we can get some of that review. Oh, hell yeah. We'll read his review too. And then, but the evangelical reviewers were much kinder.
You don't say.
Ted Baer of Movie Guide described it as an entertaining movie and a useful tool for leading people to consider the claims of the gospel. Yes, this action movie. The power of the gospel to transform the lives of the characters is shown in its deeply moving reality. So real is the presentation of the plan of salvation in this movie. The viewer will be left without excuse. You have no excuse if you've seen this. Wait, Rexella? What? That's the name of a character in this? Oh no, his wife? Okay, so this evangelist, Jack, said both Rexella, which is the name of his wife, which seems insane. I believe this to be the greatest religious release we've ever watched. I know you will be tremendously moved as never before when viewing this Holy Spirit-led production. I would like to mention that 6, right, was released in 2004. And the Mel Gibson Passion of the Christ film was released just a few months earlier in February of that year. So get out of the way, Passion of the Christ. You're a dumb Catholic movie. We got to watch this terrible straight-to-DVD movie. Like, anyway.
Yeah, I mean, Passion of the Christ had like all the blood and violence that they crave, but it didn't have any of the like end times doom.
I have 0. Okay, I'm going to read you this again. So I think Stephen Baldwin has lied to everyone and is not in this movie because I'm going to read you the description of this review. An utterly worthless piece of work. That's how it starts. 6, the mark of the Unleashed unfolds within a futuristic landscape in which a mysterious figure known as the Leader has conquered the United States and essentially locked everyone up that doesn't conform to his or her very specific ideals. Obviously, it's a silhouette or something. The storyline primarily follows Jeffrey Dean Morgan's Tom Newman as he attempts to track down the source of an increasing... Oh, here's the name. Dang it. Increasingly prevalent rebellion, with his efforts eventually leading to a crowded prison occupied primarily by religious fanatics awaiting execution, including Stephen Baldwin's Luke. That's the only time he's mentioned, by the way, in this, even though he's top billed. Because they knew, because he's like starting to do all the, because like 2004 is like when I was in high school, so he's probably doing these fucking religion talks, and they're like, we got to get this guy on the cover.
Yeah. And they were probably just like, we got a real Hollywood actor on this one.
Yeah. Director Kevin Downes proves utterly unwilling or unable to effectively explain the rules governing this almost nonsensical society, as the scripters have infused the proceedings with bunches of head-scratching jargon and esoteric religious references, yet there's never a point at which it's made completely clear how all of this has happened or even why it's happened. Complete total lack of subtlety with the proceedings undoubtedly exacerbates its many problems, with the filmmaker's Christian-themed agenda rammed down the viewer's throat on an almost impossibly pervasive basis, i.e. the majority of the movie's dialogue has been designed to further its heavy-handed point of view. It's subsequently not surprising to note that 6, The Mark Unleashed, remains hopelessly uninvolving from the start to finish, as the mind-boggling, downright infuriating incompetence on display instantly transformed this film into an unwatchable piece of work as one can easily recall. 0 out of 4 stars. Youch. It's realfilmreviews.com. I reviewed a bunch of other movies too. He doesn't seem to like movies though. He's not giving anyone good reviews. But all right. So that's my Stephen Baldwin story, everyone. I met him once at Life Fest. So
I'm just like down the rabbit hole now. Like this whole world. Like, you know, Melissa Joan Hart is in this community. Like Christian film world. Yeah. It's like you can carve out a living in this like hidden film world that nobody knows about, except if you're part of like the Christian establishment that consumes this. That's wild.
Yeah, dude, that's what I learned when I went to that like Life Fest thing. And that was actually the point in which I was like, I don't know if I'm into this. Like, it was like people are like, well, I was into it because I wanted to bang one of the girls. So that was a Christian.
That was the flaw in your plan.
Yeah. Oh, I know. I realized it at that point. I was like, well, because the point was, I was like, okay, you go to these like Christian things, whatever, you know, everyone's I went to fucking catechism school for Catholic stuff after class, like whatever, you know, everyone does this. And then I got there and I was like, you guys are like really into this. Like, this is like a fucking indoctrination, you know? And I was like, there's no way. Like, this is beyond anything I can even imagine, you know? So I was like, all right, I'm done.
I feel like that sometimes in meetings at work when there are people that are just like really into what's going on, and I'm like, oh wait, so you guys don't just like come here for 8 hours and then immediately forget about it as soon as you're not in the building?
Well, Matt, you probably should get a different job if that's how you feel about your job.
I should.
You probably could get a job where you actually like enjoy it a little bit, yeah. and then maybe you'll have a better time. I don't know.
That is the plan. I don't know how to do that though.
To be fair though, to Matt, there is a very nice thing about having a job in which you could just go in, do your 8 hours, shut off, and not think about it. That was a job I had before this one. Like, for the most part,
I started like looking at job sites and stuff a little bit, and it's just like completely overwhelming. Like any of those big aggregates, it's like you have to go through 3,000 pages of stuff, and looking for a job becomes a job.
Yeah, I mean, there's just so much stuff. You know, they're probably like 99% of it. It's not what you're looking for, but you have to get through it. You know,
and none of them seem to have really great ways to like filter down what you want. You just have to like brute force it. Just look at everything, and I don't want to do that. But I have to. Yep. That's my Stephen Baldwin story. Thanks for listening. I'll tell it every 15 years
Christmas.
Now. Every Thanksgiving and Christmas.
Happy Christmas. Speaking of Christmas, Matt, we have to plan.
Oh yeah.
Christmas is terrible 2019.
TJ should drive down.
Yeah, if TJ can drive down.
6 hours or whatever it is.
Well, probably a 4.5 hours to get there.
Well, anyway, If you do come, we do have a bed that you can use, so you can stay the night.
Yeah, I might do that. I might have the ability.
That's
all right.
awesome.
Well, we'll try and plan it with a time that might work for your schedule. So we'll keep you in the loop.
Yeah.
'Cause
Do
it'd
you
be
have,
nice
are
to
there
have-
any prospects of movies that either of you would want to watch?
Well, Lauren had mentioned The Christmas Night, which was on Netflix.
Is that Night with a K?
Yeah, it's like a not. I'm trying to think. Like a medieval era knight guy gets transported to now times.
Oh no,
And
this looks awful.
Yeah. We'll talk about it in the podcast. We always start the podcast where we'll have everyone kind of bring their their top three that they want to watch and kind of describe them a little bit, and then we'll watch it and we'll do the second half.
The Hallmark ecosystem is another one that's like the Christian movie industry. It's just like this completely separate industry where people can carve out whole careers.
Like, to me, my what I always want to watch, I'm down for a garbage Christmas movie, like 100%, like a Hallmark or that Christmas Prince, stuff that's on Netflix or whatever. But I like to watch the Christmas movies that came out in like theaters and everyone was like hoping they'd be this real big awesome thing, and they're garbage, like Fred Claus.
Yeah, I think there's one of those. Like I saw a thing on TV, like Dennis Leary's in a Christmas movie this year or something. It
Christmas with the Cranks,
completely awful.
That was on the table for a while. Is The Family Stone a Christmas movie? I almost want to watch that because I rant about that one being so awful. But anyway, let's not litigate that. We'll talk offline, but let viewers know that's coming up in the month of December. So
Absolutely.
we'll have to figure out how we're going to record though with this many people. Because I'm Lauren.
Just put one snowball in the middle of the room.
Honestly,
That might not be a bad idea.
I was actually going to say the Bachelor cast was done in a similar way, and it actually sounds pretty good.
Yeah.
The Family Stone must be a Christmas movie because it has in the trailer there's a Christmas tree in the background. So I hate that movie so much. I was forced to watch it because I went with a group of people and I wasn't driving, and we hadn't decided what movie we were going to watch, and we got to the theater and we're like, I guess let's watch The Family Stone. And I think it must be a Christmas movie because Christmas for sure. Christmas movie, and I believe we watched it in like February because
That's the worst time.
because it was at the Silver cinema, the Silver like the second run film theater, that I forget what the name of it is in Madison, but the theater that shows movies that are like 6 months old or something. So yeah, that was bad. But I won't get into the plot of that in case we end up watching it. That might be a pick for me. Otherwise, we'll do what the group wants. TJ, what do you want?
What do I want?
Yeah.
A job.
Me too.
Oh, guys. Way to be on brand.
I want capitalism to be crushed under my fist.
I like it.
Let's take down the society. But yet
No.
we live in a society.
Yeah.
How dare I?
The problem is capitalism is a great system, but it's also a system that's very easily exploited. And the people that have exploited it are telling us that we shouldn't get rid of the ways to exploit it.
Yeah.
Like there should be some rules, and they're like, nah, rules. We don't need rules.
It's just a problem where if you get ahead to a certain point, then you're able to start influencing the system, and that closes doors behind you.
I just want to mention that, like, someone put the Bezos donated like 97 million to like homeless charities, right?
Yeah.
That's like donating $1.
No, somebody calculated it. So
Okay, sorry.
not only is it shitty in a lot of ways, it's $26 for the average American. So that's like when you see an ad for like the Special Olympics and you're like, I'll donate him $20. That's like that. So it's nothing to him. And B, it was Amazon stock, not money. So he gave these organizations Amazon stock that they could cash in or hold, which is insane. So it didn't even cost him money.
No.
Like he didn't cash out. He just gave them stock that he had billions of.
Yeah. I don't even think it even costed him wealth at all, because who knows if that actually came from, his stock, or if he made the company add shares and then it's just the new shares that went right to them, or
exactly
it came out of the company itself,
and then that gets like written off as a tax deduction, I'm sure, from either the company or him.
I'm gonna tell you, Bezos. If you want any billionaire, I'm calling you out right now. If you want to be praised for being generous, you need to donate. If you're a multi-billionaire, you need to donate at least 1% of your overall wealth. At least. Because if I think about that for me, that would be thousands of dollars. That's a pretty big hit to me. 1% of my overall wealth. Well, so if you're going to do that, you got to at least donate $1 billion, Bezos. $1 billion is a world-changing amount of money. But he's no. I want 90. I don't want to be 95 billion. I want to have 96 billion. The amount of money that billionaires have is so mind-boggling. It can't even be like quantified.
The best thing I read was
no way to spend it.
The best thing I read was that the difference between $1 million and $1 billion is roughly $1 billion. Just to put it into perspective, how insane $1 billion is.
Yeah. So that is 1,000 million.
And I can't even comprehend that number of money.
I want to point out. Let's say if you're a regular working a day salary man, and you're like, I got to prepare for retirement. Like oftentimes the figure said is you want to have around $1 million to $2 million saved for retirement, just in case. Well, because if you're going to live 20, 30 years after retirement, possible, with all the healthcare advances, and not have a job, that's a lot of money, especially if you want to maintain the level of wealth that the level of life that you have. I mean, you could always get a smaller apartment, which is something I think I'd want to do if I was.
And that is why we've been building up to this moment for so many years. This is our coming out party as a Yang Gang 2020 podcast.
Yang Gang, baby. No, I actually really like some of the stuff, the universal basic income. I think that's a really smart thing, because when you talk about...
Yeah, I think it's interesting. I still don't understand, functionally how that works in a capitalist society.
You know how we spend money on, Medicare and, welfare payments and things? The idea is, let's just get rid of all that and just give every single American $1,000 every month. That would solve a lot of problems.
Right. But then it's all the domino effects after that.
And it's not necessarily getting rid of those. But the idea is that because we're paying, how many millions and billions of dollars in a year in taxes into these programs. And a lot of economists will say the most effective way to help people is just to give people straight up cash. Because having it tied to all these things makes it difficult to spend. You're talking about being a poor person. You're talking about, okay, I got to use food stamps or SNAP, and which means I got to go through all these hoops, and I got to make sure I do all this stuff, and it takes time out of your day, which means, and you're probably working multiple jobs. It ruins your life because it makes everything so complicated. With just giving someone cash, you have a job, you still get $1,000. You know what I mean? So you're basically your rent is paid for every month. And then everything else you can just spend on education or your children or whatever you want to do, was the idea.
Right. But then if everybody's getting say $1,000 a month, then eventually that will work into the calculus of what people charge for things. And
possibly,
I guess I'm interested to see how that would work out. I just don't know if then...
Yeah.
$1,000 having $1,000 a month
Yeah.
becomes the new zero, basically.
Yeah, very possibly. I think it's an interesting concept because the idea, but the thing is, if it's universal, even the people that are landlords are only getting $1,000 a month. Like, like there's no way to get more in the system. It's just you just get like, why in the wealthiest country in the world should we be starting at zero? Everyone gets a month. Why not 1,000? We can easily afford it. Is the idea if you do the math with all the money we have. And tweaking the tax system to actually properly tax people rather than allowing people to get through loopholes. Like Jeff Bezos, whose Amazon will pay $0 in taxes this year, even though they're a bazillion-dollar company.
I mean,
yeah, how's that possible? I don't know.
If people are taxed fairly to start,
yeah,
I mean that's one way that would pay for something like this.
Yeah.
But on the other end of things, the amount of money it costs to actually set up a welfare department that has to screen people and
that's
has
a great
to go
point.
through all of this, that has to do all that.
If it's just a check, everyone gets it.
You can do a basic minimum income,
yeah,
and a Medicare for all,
yeah,
in the same thing without spending that much extra money.
Yeah, because the idea is you don't have to have people deciding whether or not you apply. You don't have to have people writing the forms that you fill out to sign up for it. It's just, here's your social security number. Go pick up your check, or where do you want it mailed to? Where do you want your insurance card mailed to?
I'm weirdly enough I support the basic minimum income idea.
Yeah.
But I push it up a little bit higher and then say with basic minimum income, then abolish minimum wage.
Yeah.
I wouldn't normally abolish the minimum wage because people
but the idea is if everyone's
that'd be interesting. Yeah.
Then you can have fix some things.
If people are able to live, somewhat under their means just on basic minimum income, jobs that people have that are essential, that aren't necessarily jobs that people want, will have to pay them more.
Yeah, that's true.
And whatnot that are just kind of paid crap, but people need a job, and you got your degree in teaching, so you're kind of stuck. If you had the option to say, well, I don't want it because I don't actually need it, then in order to get the best talent, in order to get any talent at that point, you do actually have to up your, for any sort of non-desirable or not, is, I don't want to say not essential, but jobs that are harder to fill, you're going to pay more in order to attract new talent.
Yeah,
man, that is interesting though. And then
you're getting 2020, baby. I guess
the effect of removing minimum wage would allow for a lot more small businesses to just scrape by on tiny amounts of money. So I think then if you're getting money from the government to live, then your work time could be on a passion project.
Yeah,
it doesn't have. It's just interesting to think about uncoupling the idea of work from money to live.
Yeah,
from survivability.
Yeah. I think the problem we have is there's different economic systems. There's capitalism, there's communism, and socialism is just capitalism with extra stuff built in. Communism doesn't work because it's a system that's extremely easy to be corrupted. It's just anyone in power can just ruin it for everyone else if they're a bad person.
Once your commune is over 10 people, the system will fail.
Yeah, because there's always going to be an asshole that's going to ruin it. It's just the way it is. And the thing is, capitalism is, it just takes a lot more to ruin it. And so it took a while, but now we've gotten to the point where we're ruining it because it's I don't know. I'm announcing my candidacy for president, but I mean, it kind of, yeah, we go.
President this time too?
No, I'm only 34, unfortunately.
Yeah, but next year will be 35.
Oh, is it? I thought you had to be 35 the year that the election.
35 would get in.
You're right. All right, yeah.
All right.
To see. I think that a world in which a country in which Jeff Bezos can buy a yacht and a child goes to bed without eating dinner.
I thought you were going to say buy a yacht and a child.
He probably can, honestly, but so he's got his child-filled yacht that he bought. That should not happen when a child goes to bed without eating dinner. Like, how can that be the same country? That is not a system that works, and it needs to be fixed. That's it, really. UBI would fix that. So that's one reason, or at least, but it may cause other problems, as you brought up. But at the very least, it would be something I would have to get. You know what? I feel like the plan should be: let's get people that are really smart at things decide what things happen.
No.
Let's like get the best
I
economists.
think we should decide our leader
come up
based
with a
on
plan.
who we'd want to have a beer with.
Yeah, a man who says he never drinks.
Yeah.
That's who I want to have a beer with.
I want to have a nice glass of Sudafed with that man.
Anyway, no, he just likes to throw back the chocolate malt shakes and McDonald's burgers. So
No, have you seen the? I think it's from when he first entered the race or whatever. There's a picture of him in his office, and the top drawer is open, and it's full of just UK Sudafed boxes.
Really?
Yeah.
So he's like methed out.
Yeah.
Like that's what's going on. It
Yep.
makes sense now.
Yep.
He's fucking road tripping all day.
It's like he doesn't not drink because it's unhealthy. He doesn't drink because it's not alpha to like dull your senses. He has to like be on stimulated all the time and do the drugs that make you an asshole.
Yeah, I think his brother also had an alcohol problem. So
yeah, but they weren't. From what I hear about the Trump family, they weren't like, oh no, I need to make sure not to fall down that path. They were like, look at this fucking idiot. He can't handle his shit.
Who would have thought? Anyway, that's the politics hour. I don't know. I hate the world that we live in, but maybe it'll get better. Everyone vote, please.
But you
But
live in
only
the
if you're
world.
voting right.
Get in your Cybertruck. Get down to the voting station and vote away.
Okay,
Can
so
we talk about the
quick poll.
Cybertruck?
Yeah, just like impressions. Is it awesome or ugly?
I will say it is awesome. I think
PJ?
people like to call it ugly because it's weird. But go ahead.
Wait, what?
Is
Cybertruck.
the Cybertruck
Oh.
awesome or ugly?
Google Tesla Cybertruck that was
Oh.
announced this last week. Oh, you know what we're talking about.
Oh, I know what you're talking about now. It looks like a tank from GoldenEye 007. from
Yes.
64.
I'm
An
firmly in
N64
the it
tank.
looks awesome camp.
Someone said it looks like a low polygon, like PlayStation 1 car.
Yeah.
I was like,
Yes.
you're kind of right. Yeah, I get
Kirsten
it.
thinks
I get
it
it.
looks horrible, but I think she just doesn't get it, man.
The tire treads look stupid. This thing looks like it would like it's not very aerodynamic.
I think it looks awesome only because I hate that every car looks exactly the same. And they're like, let's do an insane design. It's like the DeLorean. Like they made an insane design.
It's literally like a DeLorean truck.
And it looks interesting. So I got to give it props because at least it doesn't look like every other car. It's not some fucking like bubble thing that looks like a minivan with a pit truck bed. It looks fucking insane. So I like it. B, that's probably the best presentation ever of throw something at the truck. These windows are shatterproof, and they immediately shattered.
Yeah, that was great.
That was one of the best things I've ever seen. And then Elon Musk being like, never mind. We'll fix that later. It's like, oh my God, what the fuck, dude?
We forgot to put the real windows in. Oh, shit.
I mean, that could honestly be the actual reason because it was a prototype.
Yeah.
They're like, this is going to have shatterproof windows. Unfortunately, we built a prototype to put on stage and it just has the different windows in it. And they didn't tell Elon probably, because they're like, oh yeah, shit. The prototype.
No, we put the pre-shattered windows in. Oh, God.
Oh, it's so good though. That moment of Schadenfreude is just to try it out. Shatters immediately. All right, well, whoops.
Oh, that didn't work. Crap. I
Uh,
was trying to draw a picture of it in
Part-
chat. And
yeah.
it didn't do my split line stuff.
Oh, no.
Part of the reason why I think I wonder if that was done on purpose to get like publicity, because I feel like in the end, the people that are going to buy a Tesla Cybertruck are going to be like, they're going to fix that. You know what I mean? Like it's a fucking everyone who's a tech person knows tech demos often fuck up, and
Yeah.
it doesn't matter because the truck's 2 years out.
So
you know, so
my ideal use of the Cybertruck is I want to see it like driving around patrolling with like little robots hovering over it.
Yes.
But I don't know that I'd want to own one ever.
yeah, I don't know about that either, but I would like to see one in action. Like anyway, so yeah, cool. That's our Cybertruck minute. Man, we talked about a lot of stuff. Cybertruck, capitalism, socialism. Speaking of people that have too much money.
Don't talk about me.
No, I'm talking about yeah, we're talking about you. Your untold billions you're sitting on. Not Elon
There,
Musk.
I fixed it. I made it 3 lines of chat.
Nice.
I was
Okay.
not a good ASCII or ASC2
ASCII?
or ASCII.
Pesky.
I don't know
What
how to
else?
pronounce that.
What else have we been up to though, Tej?
I don't know.
It
I
looks
started
pretty
playing
good.
Dark Cloud for PS2 again.
Dark Cloud. I like that game.
Now I have the disc somewhere, but I bought it PS2 on PS4 digital a while ago.
Yeah,
So
same.
I'm now farther than I was in my original PS2 playthrough. I've beaten 2 dungeons now.
That's a game in which you develop a society. You build a city.
And supposedly, quote, make it better than it was.
Oh,
Because
okay.
because you ask everybody, hey, how would you like me to rebuild your town?
That's
Well,
right.
I want to be by this lady because I'm stalking her.
And then you do it, and you get points. It's great. It's better than it was before.
Yeah. I mean, that's not what he says. He
Yeah.
wanted to want to be by this lady because she cooks stuff that smells good, and I want to be near there.
Mm.
In the second city, it's like the mayor's like, I'm old and I can't hear the river anymore. Can you put me somewhere where the river's loud? And of course, there's a waterfall at one end of the town. Yeah, but otherwise, it's an action RPG without jumping, like absolutely no jumping, and your character really doesn't level up. If you want to get stronger, you level up your weapons, but your weapons can break, but you can repair your weapons.
Yeah.
And if you upgrade your weapons enough, you can convert your weapon to a gem, and you can attach that gem to another weapon, and like 40% of that first weapon stats go into your other weapon.
Nice. Yeah. It was kind of like a weapon, like offspring evolution kind of thing. I remember.
Yes, it's like your weapons are Pokemon.
Yeah.
But they're not Pokemon. And the 3 characters I have control of, you have your main character who doesn't talk, but must talk based off the way people respond to you. You have the second character is a cat that you poured a transformation potion on, and
Okay.
it turned into a girl.
Cat
Nice.
girl. Yep. Good. Always.
It's cat girl, of course. And third one is just a guy with a hammer who's the son of the famous hunter in the Hunter Village.
Yeah, that hammer guy is awesome.
Yeah, I haven't gotten a person 4, 5, or 6 yet, but now I'm dealing with moon people.
Good. I want to switch topics here because your talk of a neighbor who has good smelling cooking.
Yeah.
We didn't do the "Am I the asshole" about the neighbor cooking, did we?
I don't think so.
I don't think so. I read this one.
Oh yeah, I remember you reading it. I responded to that with something else.
Okay, yeah, because I think I tweeted about it. All right, here we go.
Yeah, you did. Go ahead.
Am I the asshole for asking a neighbor if she wanted to share food?
Okay, this one's different. This is different than what I was thinking of. Sorry.
I'm
Go
a
ahead.
31-year-old single guy. I'm already suspect.
Wait, I think we've talked about this.
Really?
Matt, did we talk about this one?
I don't think so.
Go a little farther, John, because maybe I just remember it.
No, we talked about a person whose neighbor left their kid in their room and ruined it.
Oh yeah.
But this is different. I'm a 31-year-old single guy who lives alone in an apartment complex. I've lived there for 6 years. My neighbor across the hall, a woman around my age or a little younger, I actually don't know her first name, but I'll call her Katie, lives across the hall from me diagonally and has for about 2 years. We exchange hellos, but aren't friendly, which is how I am with most of my neighbors. So I don't know how to cook. And due to losing one of my part-time gigs, I don't have as much money for takeout anymore. I'm getting really sick of eating cheap fast food or box mac and cheese. I'm gaining weight and I never feel great. We haven't done this.
No, sounds unfamiliar.
I remember it, but go ahead.
I think I may have posted on Twitter. This is the problem with these.
Yeah.
If we talk about them on Twitter, I don't talk about. Okay. This is where Katie comes in. I can always smell her cooking in the hall, and it always smells amazing. I know that it isn't the other person at our end of the hall because it's a single old man. I've even complimented it a few times. So I got the idea that I'd offer her some money each week to cook a little extra and bring it over to me, or I can pick it up from her at night. She's cooking anyway. And then I'd have varied, presumably delicious food. I asked her the next time I saw her, and she looked surprised and said she couldn't because she was too busy, which did make sense because she cooks almost every day. But okay. The next time I saw her a few days later, I asked her if she was sure and upped the amount I was offering. And she said she was sure and that it was rude to ask me and that she isn't a housekeeper for hire and I should get a housekeeper if that's what I want. She also called me a stranger, even though we have talked in the hallway before. Overall, he admitted in this post that he didn't know her first name.
Yep.
Overall, she made me feel like a real big jerk and really embarrassed for even asking her. I'm a little mad because she was acting like I was being creepy.
You were.
Trust me, she's not my type. That's the what I think the president used that excuse. Like, yeah, she's not my type. So obviously, whatever they're saying is wrong. I would think asking her to split cooking wasn't completely outlandish, since she cooks every day anyway. It wouldn't be hard to make a little more. So, am I the asshole?
Yes.
What are your guys' thoughts? Okay, we've got to think about this.
I'm just trying to imagine a scenario where somebody that I'm on like a nodding basis with comes up to me and is like, "Hey, can I hire you to cook my meals for me?" Like, that's the fucking wildest interaction I can imagine.
It's fucking insane.
I remember where I remember this from. I actually saw the original post.
Got it.
Just my Reddit feed. So I was reading comments. I'm like, I know there was a discussion. I remember, but it's from the post itself. Yeah, you're just some rando that doesn't even know her name. And hey, can you cook some more food for me? Like, I'm hungry.
So I want to give this guy...
It's a person that doesn't understand how humans work.
And that's the thing.
Surely the problem is I'm not throwing enough money at you for this offer.
And that's why I don't want to instantly completely tear into this person, because it really seems like this person may be a bit on the spectrum, if that makes sense.
Possibly, yeah.
Yeah. But
in a way...
I don't know if that absolves him from assholeness.
No, definitely not from this. But I have to say that it does give me pause sometimes, because not every person is as socially aware as a normal person. So to him, it might have just been, well, she's cooking. She could just add a couple extra chicken breasts to that, and I'll give her, $20 a week or something, or whatever the cost of the food is, or whatever he came up with. And that way it's a win-win, because I'm going to have to not eat out. She doesn't have to spend that much extra time. She gets extra cash. To him, it doesn't make sense. I would like to, because this is one of the reasons why Reddit sucks, but if you look at all of his responses, they've all been downvoted at least 200 times that he's trying to defend himself. And stuff that's pretty basic, where he's just, anyway. So I don't know. He really seems completely oblivious to what he's doing in this, and doesn't really break character on that. But it is one of those things that come on, dude, you're clearly the asshole here. She reacted negatively and called you weird or whatever. So
now, I talked about choosing beggars on this podcast already, right?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Okay, because in a way, the way he's coming across it is almost as if he is deserving of it, as if he is the choosing beggar. I know he's trying to pay for it, but even some of the choosing beggars is like, oh, you got this piano that you're trying to sell for $200. Okay, I can come pick it up. And then an hour later, you're like, all right, I only brought 100 with me. Is that cool?
Yeah. I think the number one problem I have with this is learn how to fucking cook, dude. It is not hard.
No.
And I know you say you're busy, but you're not that busy.
Here's the thing. If you're willing to spend a little bit of extra money to not cook everything from scratch, it's super easy. Get some
Yeah.
like cruelty-full Tyson chicken cubes that are pre-cooked. Throw it in
Yeah.
a pan. Throw some curry simmer sauce on that. You're done.
And then buy the pre-cooked rice if you want to.
Yeah.
You know what I
The
mean?
minute
You can
rice that's just like
Yeah.
gone in a space age dehydrator or whatever.
Yeah, or you can get the I think the easiest would probably be, I mean, you could just boil noodles and just pour it over noodles, and that's even easier. Egg noodles are cheap as fuck.
Yeah.
Get there's frozen cooked rice that you can microwave, like, you know, in the vegetable section. Like, boom, you know, you're done. Like, it is not hard. He just is not giving any effort into it. You know, it's like I don't know. That's one of those things that really bothers me about guys in their 30s. And they're like, I don't know how to cook. And it's like, because you're an idiot. Because cooking is very easy. Like, yeah, you don't have to be a fucking accomplished home chef, but being able to sear a chicken breast on a fucking George Foreman grill, you know, and then
if
make
you can get a couple
like,
of good
like
season mixes, like then you don't even have to think about what you're spicing it with.
Yeah, I got a bunch of spice mixes we got for our wedding gift from somebody. And it's just like, throw this spice mix on some vegetables or throw this spice mix on some protein, and you have a deliciously seasoned meal. Like, you just cook it. He's just bad. He's just a bad person, is what this is. But I also think he probably is a little bit bad at talking to people, which is probably why he lost his other job. So anyway, I just remember this like classic. And it tied in well with the creepy guy who wanted to live next to someone because he wanted to smell her cooking.
It's just wild that he's like, it doesn't occur to him to find a place that offers this service. Like, he says he's sick of takeout, but like, I'm sure for what he's offering to pay her, he could probably get like home cooked quality meals.
It is, but what I'm saying is like meal prep. Look online.
Yeah,
like meal prep is a real thing that's super easy. Where a lot of people.
Oh yeah, like the ones where you do like a whole week's worth of meals and then freeze it or whatever.
Yeah, like you doing it yourself is not that difficult. He just doesn't want to learn a new thing, and that's fine. But then you can't expect people to just be okay with it. You offloading your inability to learn to their already ability to do. And then somebody brought up, like, what if she cooks something he doesn't want to eat? Like, is he gonna have her like menus and shit?
Yeah,
like,
that's the thing, that like he's acting like it's simple, but then like you're asking this person to basically create a small business out of it and to overcome, like, it's no longer just what do I want to eat for dinner. It's, well, I need to run this by whoever and make sure that I have enough, and then keep track of the cost so that they can reimburse me. It's a fucking pain in the ass.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's just, yeah, don't like, I want to live in a world where we talk to our neighbors more. So I feel like that's a thing that is better. But also, you shouldn't, like, you're talking to your neighbors shouldn't be instantly a proposition to burden them with more things. You know? At the very least, what he should have done is say, man, I smelled that thing you cooked last night. That was amazing. You must be a really good cook. Do you have a recipe you could share? That's what you do.
Yes.
Like, that's a normal person thing to do. And be like, wow, I'd love to try that. Do you have a recipe you can like share or like print out for me? And if that's too much, it's too much, whatever. But to me, as a neighbor, I would be like, yeah, of course. I'll just send you a link or I'll print it out at work or something. You know, like, this is what I made. It's good. It's easy. You should do it. Like, that's how you start a conversation, and then maybe become more friendly from there. But you don't just start with like, can you cook for me? Here's $40. Like, no, you weirdo. Anyway.
Oh, did we read the there was a thing posted on the Reddit ship's Twitter the other day. You guys will know exactly what's going to happen.
Why don't you start it then? Because I don't think we've talked about this on the podcast if it's new. So,
I don't know how new this is because it's not.
You
really
captain the Reddit ship.
It was just posted on the ship's account.
Well, that's the only time I look at Reddit relationships through the Twitter
So,
accounts.
1 week ago, I went for the first time to a popular casual chain fast food place for lunch. Make your own burrito wrap salad place.
Okay,
Probably know what I'm talking about.
I've seen this, and it's
Yes.
genius, and I want you to go through it.
Yes.
Go ahead, because the listeners will guess.
My food had soap in it. A lot. I spit it out the first bite. I immediately went to the manager, and it was super clear to me that they weren't taking my complaint seriously and weren't going to do anything about it. I reported the restaurant via the phone line to the State Food and Safety Organization.
Karen alert.
And they said they would look into it. I watched local news and checked to see if their restaurant had been temporarily closed down, and to my knowledge, neither had happened. I called again to the service to ask if they had looked into it, and they said that they were not able to give me that information. Went back to the restaurant and ordered the exact same food again.
Why?
I wanted to see if it was fixed. And again, it had soap in it. Again, the manager ignored me, and I got the same "we'll look into it" response from the phone line. I'm not some crazy person looking to sue and make a profit. I lost maybe $20 between both times. I don't care. But I really don't want somebody getting sick from this, and I want the restaurant to fix whatever the problem is. What can I do? TLDR, too long didn't read, food at restaurant had soap in it, restaurant won't do anything, neither will state food safety people.
You fix it by asking for no cilantro.
Yeah. Edit.
You got it.
Yeah.
I got it immediately. I was like, this is Chipotle, and it's cilantro.
Yep. Edit. I was wrong. I can't eat cilantro. I apologize for the restaurant.
Yeah, dude, cilantro fucks some people's taste buds up.
I
Some
love
people are really
that.
sensitive.
Because like,
I'm one of them. I can't do cilantro.
yeah,
I
I
love cilantro.
recently discovered that I'm pretty sure I am one too.
I mean, you can
Well,
cook
cilantro
it.
has a little bit of that taste, like even to me, but it's really light. Like it's just a little bit of a zing to it, you know.
Yeah, but I don't get that freshness flavor.
Yeah, that's what I get.
Fresh out of it.
That's what I like about it. It tastes like really like earthy and fresh, like it came right out of a garden. That's what I
And
like.
Yeah, I wouldn't
don't
say
get
that
that at all.
it tastes like soap to me, but it just tastes
Yeah.
like badness.
Yeah,
badness.
that's fine.
It's like I took a pump of hand soap in my mouth.
Yeah.
That's
So like
exactly
that's
what it tastes
the thing with Chipotle is that they have the cilantro lime rice.
Yep.
And so they're not putting extra cilantro on there. And so like I'm sure Matt, you've probably had some Chipotle at some point in your life. You
Yeah.
really don't notice it that much because it's mixed in there. But some people
No.
are very sensitive to it. And they would be like, oh, it tastes like soap because that's all I can taste. That sucks.
Now,
That sucks.
when you were going to segue with smell of food, I thought you were going to talk about the other thing you retweeted.
What was that?
I'm trying to find it because I responded to that with a video,
Uh,
which I won't talk about the video, but I want.
Because it was dirty.
oh, it was a fucking dirty ass vid.
No, it's about someone who's allergic to the smell of food.
Oh, this was a
I think it's from
neighbor
Best
thing.
Next Door.
No. Oh, yeah, it was a best of next door where it said, I'm allergic to the smell of cooked meat.
That
Yes.
is not a real thing.
So if you don't want to eat, if you want to live here,
It doesn't even
either-
mention meat, actually.
no.
It says food cooking at all.
Oh, that was it. You're right. It was just cooked food.
Yes.
I am allergic
so-
to the Maillard reaction.
Yeah, and it's like, so if you want to like have food cooked, you know, you can move somewhere else because you're like fucking ruining my life.
That sounds
Or what were the
awful.
options? The options were if you must have cooked. Yeah, if you must have cooked food at home, the options are try cooking it naturally or don't eat cooked food.
What,
Which-
what is
the
cooking it
It's not an
naturally?
option. I don't know.
I need to find this post because the
It's
specific
fucking
words used were
insane.
hilarious.
Dude, Nextdoor is fucking dumb as fuck. Anyway, that just reminded me of our billionaire thing. I'm just looking through my tweets. It was somebody posted about it was a TikTok. So I like the young generation. So there was someone from like in high school posted a TikTok where they go on a website called Spend Bill Gates Money or something. And
Oh, yes.
she goes on how she can buy every single NFL team and still have like multiple tens of billions of dollars afterwards. It's like, yeah, you could buy the entirety of the NFL and still have 16 billion left over, because it's an insane amount of money that you have when you have that much money.
Yeah.
Like,
You like have to hire people to help you spend it.
mhm.
It becomes like trying to get rid of your money becomes a job in itself.
All right,
It's,
I found the post, so I'll do it word for word.
all right, thank you.
The title is "Please Stop Cooking." I can smell the cooking, and it triggers my undiagnosed allergies.
Undiagnosed allergies.
My
classic.
made up thing.
Do not cook your food, but instead opt for foods that do not require, like carrot sticks and grape nut seeds. If cooking is absolutely necessary, please consider the following options: A, not cooking, or B, heating food naturally. I am uncomfortable with what that means. Like, let me stick this steak in my armpit for about 5 hours.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh God.
At least God, it's 98 degrees. No, I responded with what I believe is a TikTok of a guy telling his story of working at JCPenney's and his manager allergic to the smell of peppers. I won't go through it because it's a video. But if you want to see the video, join our Discord at YOLO420.com/born-in-the-80s. Spell out the 80s, please.
I'm just trying to understand what an allergy to cooked food would be.
I don't know. There isn't one.
Like,
It's like an allergy to electrical fields. Like,
it's just like you hate
it's a made up thing.
you hate
Well,
the
that's-
smell of cookie. Like that's a smell that's supposed to bring joy to everybody.
That's a nocebo effect in terms of electrical fields.
Well,
Yeah.
yeah.
But,
But I mean, it's idea. It's this probably a nocebo thing going on with that. You know, that they think that they, have this allergy because they just are confirming it every, because you're around cooked food all the fucking time when you live in a world. Go fucking get a farm out in the middle of nowhere and eat carrots all day.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, what the fuck, dude?
I need my
Anyway.
meat.
No meat. Yeah. Well, sushi.
Oh, yeah, sushi's
Matt,
good.
what are you doing over there?
I was playing with this. I pushed the button that turned this on.
You Dremel.
It's like a really cheap. I got it for $13. It's like factory refurb and also not very well made. But I just started playing with it
Nice.
today.
Nice. I started playing a game, guys.
Was
It's
it
not
World of
WoW
Warcraft?
I saw that in the doc, but I'll pretend to not know.
Was it Outer Lands, Outer Worlds?
It was not Outer Wilds, and I need to play that. Or Worlds?
Outer Worlds, because there is an Outer Wilds. It's a different
There is
game.
an Outer Wilds, yes. It's Outer Worlds.
Shadowlands.
I could play Outer Worlds. I have Xbox Game Pass.
I do too, because it was $1
Yes.
for the first month. And so I was like, of course I'll do that. and I haven't played it
Mine was
because
$1 for upgrades, so I'm good through like March.
Nice. No, but
Anyway.
I want to play that, but I got another game because everyone was talking about it, and it's like one of my favorite franchises of all time. It's not called World of Warcraft. It is World of Warcraft Shadowlands. No, I'm kidding. I pre-ordered that. No. I got Pokemon Sword and Shield Edition. And I wanted to get Sword Edition because I think that the ultimate, whatever it is, what's that Pokemon on the cover? What's that one called? Super one? What are
The
they
one
always
on the cover? One of them is Zacian, and the other one is Zamazenta.
But what's like the type of Pokemon they're called? Everyone's always like the one on the cover is always like the legendary.
Oh,
or whatever.
legendary.
That's
Yeah.
it, legendary.
It's
So the
legendary,
legendary Pokemon's got like a fucking.
They're the
shield.
box legendary in this
Okay,
case.
the
because
box.
it's on
Like,
the-
oh.
Yeah.
So the shield dog has like a shield beard and it looks dumb. But the reason why I got it is because Shield has Ponyta that's like a unicorn with like
Yes.
fucking rainbow colors. And I want the
Mhm.
fuck out of that rainbow unicorn.
Psychic
And-
type up Ponyta, Psychic Fairy, Rapidash.
Exactly. With some cool ass fucking shit. Like I want my fairy fucking horse, man.
All right.
Yeah.
So Matt, did you play old Pokemon, or remember when you first started playing Pokemon Go, and saw all those first Pokemon?
Yeah, the Pokemon Go one, I remember.
Yes.
Matt.
A bunch of the old Pokemon. They decided let's make it look different and
Yeah.
make it different type now.
Yeah.
Cool.
Like there's that mime that talks named Mr. Mime.
Mr. Mime.
That's not what a mime does.
No. Well, this Mr. Mime, what's Mr. Mime's new type? Because he looks different.
I don't even know, dude, TJ. I played about an hour of this game.
Okay. Mr. Mime evolves in this game.
Wow.
To Mr. Rhyme.
Oh, I type in Mr. and Rhyme is the first thing that comes up. So
Yep.
you know it's good. What does Mr. Rhyme look like? Oh my god, he's so monstrous that Bulbapedia doesn't even have an image of him. Oh, there it is. No, it doesn't. There's no image. It's broken.
Doesn't work. Just look at regular images on your Bing or Google search.
Google image search, Mr. Rhyme. He's a man with like a bowler.
Yep. He's an old man comedian.
Oh my god. Anyway, I like Mr. Rhyme. He looks adorable. But let's not worry about all this Pokemon details. It's fun. What I want to talk about is that I feel like something we should do now that we have the ability to game share, screen share over Discord.
Yep.
Because I feel like we need to do get like a fucking Pokemon Emerald or something and do a Nuzlocke run together.
Ooh.
How much fucking fun would that be? Matt, do you know what a Nuzlocke run is?
Yes, but
no.
There's a couple of cool variants, though, too.
We're doing Nuzlite, for fuck's sake.
All right. So Nuzlocke, I know the history of Nuzlocke.
Yeah.
For the most part. I forget the original animator/artist that did this run and did a comic about it. But the idea of a Nuzlocke run, it was originally called Pokemon Hard Mode or Pokemon Challenge Mode.
Yeah.
You play the game as normal, but you put 3 self-imposed rules in the game. Number 1 is you can only catch the first Pokemon you see on any route. If you knock it out, you can't get it or get any of that route. If you catch it, that's all you can get. That's it. So you can only catch the first Pokemon you see on any route. Number 2, if a Pokemon faints, it's dead. You cannot use that Pokemon.
Permadeath in Pokemon.
Yeah, no revival, no nothing. If it faints, it's dead. Number 3, in order to add an attachment to these Pokemon that you are trying to save from certain death, you have to nickname all of them.
Yes.
That's a super important step.
Yes, it is. Yep, we have to have a name.
If they die, you will feel the loss.
Yes.
I mean, there's a couple like team versions of that where involving there's like a Wonderlock run, I think is what it's called, where let's say John and I are playing together, and in his version he catches something on this route, and in my version I don't. We can't use that pair because they're linked together. So, like, let's say you go to a different route, we both catch one. Those 2 are Wonderlocked together, and if one faints, the other one dies too.
Yeah, I think what I want to do is just the one stream, maybe Matt or someone, or I could even do it honestly on my Twitch, and just from an emulator and play like one of the Pokemons that I own. You know, whatever. Why I own them, but I don't want to hook up a Game Boy to my computer to do this.
Yes.
And we should do it, and it'll be really fun. And it's really tragic, but we should come up. We can come up with some rules, like a Nuzlocke actual rule, because I've always wanted to do this, but I feel like playing alone isn't as fun, because then if you are grouped together and someone makes a poor decision, it ends up not just being your fault when something bad happens. But yeah. The idea is that you're going to have a Pokemon that that's going to die, that you're going to grow very attached to, because you're kind of forced. And it's a way to like replay these games with and get some extra fun out of it, because the idea is you're going to end up leveling up and becoming attached to completely different Pokemon than you normally would pick, because they're not like the optimal, ones. So yeah, I love the idea. But the rules I like is just a Nuzlocke where it's the first Pokemon you see in each zone, with the rule, of course, that you can't have duplicates. So you can just if you see the same Pokemon twice, you can say, all right, well, I'll catch the first one, and then if you see it again and you go to a new zone, you can keep going until you see a new one. So the rule is the first new Pokemon in each zone that you see each type, because you don't, because in those early games it's like, oh, I got 12 Rattatas because I just randomly hit Rattata like 10 times. So I like the idea of each new Pokemon, and if you fail to catch it, you're done. That area is locked. So you can't fuck that up.
So there is 3 of us.
Yeah.
There's usually 3 versions of every game.
I don't know what you're saying.
Like you said Pokemon Emerald, right?
No, what I'm talking about, TJ, is I want one person to play while the other 2 people are on the sidelines talking.
Oh, gotcha. Oh, that's fine.
Yeah, because I think trying to do 3 games at once is just going to be insane.
I'm not saying stream all 3. I just want to play 2.
Well, you can play along on your own game if you want to.
I will.
Or if you want to play, that's fine. But I don't know. Maybe if your internet is good enough, we could do the screen share as well as the Twitch, because the delay might be too much for us to be.
Yeah.
But because at least we've seen on Discord, the delay of screen share is like nothing.
Yeah, exactly.
Which is nice. So maybe we'd have to test it out. But the idea is, but I think it would just be a fun thing to do together, because I think I've tried to watch people do Nuzlocke runs, and there's something about me that I can't deal with watching a streamer who's alone, because I think it's weird. I just think it's weird, a one person talking to strangers. It's just weird to me. It doesn't. It's like a radio. Like, I don't like to listen to radio shows where it's a single host talking.
Mm-hmm.
It's weird. I gotta have that banter.
Yeah,
you know.
Some of that. I'm the same way with podcasts. Like,
yeah, if it's a single
there's maybe one show I listen to that has a single host. Everything else is just like a couple of people
Snickers
doing back
Monster,
and forth.
I get it. Classic. That's multiple characters. One person doing the voices.
Wait. You're telling me that was the same person?
Oh, I'm sorry. Spoilers.
Holy shit.
Oh my god. You didn't get far enough into the seasons to find out.
Yeah.
And by you didn't
I did get to the part where Snickers just totally disappears from the equation.
You didn't get to the part where they didn't make enough episodes to complete the story, so you didn't know what happened. No, I just thought, and I was like, and if Matt, you don't want to do it, maybe TJ and I can do it together. I don't know how jazzed you would be about wasting time, hours at a time playing Pokemon.
I can be good color commentary.
Yeah, you can just be playing World of Warcraft in the background while we're doing that.
No, because Matt's response to every new Pokemon is like, I saw that in Pokemon Go.
No,
you can tell how much I've been actually like physically active by how much I'm referencing Pokemon Go. And there's a reason I haven't talked about it for a while. Because I've just been like a lazy sack of shit sitting around.
So the Nuzlocke that I'm reading is doing, it's the same. Instead of releasing the Pokemon, and I agree with this, you just put them in the box and you just can't ever use them again.
You have a death box.
Because the releasing is way too many clicks through and it just takes forever. Whereas you can just put the box labeled like graveyard. Whenever you find it, this one I don't like. Whenever you find a new Pokecenter or beat a gym, you've made it to a checkpoint. You know, like, I don't like that. Like, being able to like checkpoint yourself and get Pokemon back.
No, it's challenge mode for a reason.
Yeah. But at a checkpoint, heal up all box Pokemon and save state. I guess the idea is you can only save at Pokecenters. Maybe is the idea. Maybe that's what they're saying with checkpoint. And it says if whiteout, load last checkpoint. So I guess if you die, you just load the checkpoint. I mean, okay, whatever.
I mean, if you die, you're supposed to use the other ones you caught that are in the regular box, not
exactly. Start from scratch. You have to defeat all trainers. Yeah, let's just beat the game. 1 HP healing items are not allowed inside of battle, but status items are. I don't know. I feel like if the challenge is enough.
Yeah, I don't like using X attacks and stuff, but I know that they're super helpful when you do use those.
But like using potions in battle. I've seen this rule a lot. I think you should be allowed to, especially because there's fucking gym leaders that will do it. And you'll get fucked if you cannot also do it. because if they do a full heal, which happens multiple trainers in a game usually, you're kind of fucked. So I would say maybe we can make a rule that you're only allowed to heal once per battle encounter, maximum. Like, so you could use it up early on and still be fucked later. Anyway, that's it. And you have to nickname all Pokemon. And, you know, each new Pokemon, you only get one per area, one per route, basically. And someone talked about how it's broken in Sword and Shield because you see the Pokemon walking in the grass.
So pick a generation and we'll play that. Anything 1st through 5th can emulate pretty easily.
Yeah, exactly.
DS games can go really easily.
Oh, man. Yeah, I'm wondering if we should just play like Fire Red, Leaf Green, because I know those.
Those are classics, yeah.
Or if we should do something I haven't I haven't really played any like Ruby Sapphire or Emerald that much, which is what Nuzlocke was built off of originally.
Yep.
So that might be the one to do. Anyway, we'll talk about it later. That might be some content we can talk about later. But I think we're pretty much done with the episode. Does anyone have any?
Well, Matt's got to get into his rating stuff, and
I know.
You might end up watching a football game if you feel like it.
No,
a footed ball game.
I gotta go eat dinner. Have a delicious dinner. I might play some World of Warcraft later. I might not.
You should queue up for the raid. You might get in.
I technically can. Do you think I would get in? They're going to only take 60s.
I don't know. There have been times where there wasn't a full 40.
Really? Or I guess I'll queue.
That might have just been a Nixia, but I don't know. But
I'll heart to Kargath, and maybe I'll ask an officer if it's even worth the trouble.
Yeah, don't forget to download Monolith DKP or whatever that is.
Shit, thank you for that. I should do that. I'll just ask if it's even worth my time. Like, I'm planning on trying to get leveled up soon here. It's just been a real busy ass week for me lately.
Do it, you coward.
I know. I'm actually pretty good on gear. I have like maybe a third of my pre-raid bis because it's not too hard for warriors to get that stuff. And I got a new weapon too. Yeah, thank you. I'm on the Hell website, twitter.com.
And I'm not.
Kind of are, but you're not.
Yeah, I don't know.
You still have a bunch of auto posts.
The only social media I do right now is like Reddit. It's pretty cool, as long as you don't read the comments.
Yeah.
Go to youtube.com/MattHeadMusic and do some stuff.
I re-listened to your cover of Country Roads the other day.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you for listening to that. I need to pull myself out of the World of Warcraft hole and make some more stuff because I haven't, and it's making me super depressed.
Yeah, I'm sorry. The game will do that to you. It did it to me in college. Anyway.
I'm on Twitch. It's twitch.tv/May of May. I have been streaming quite a bit.
You played a party game, and I watched part of it.
Yeah. And it wasn't my fault this time that the stream was laggy.
It was probably a little bit, but it was mostly my fault.
Not as much, because the couple from Texas that I usually go into their streams, they came on mine, Icepick Annie and Jeremy TTU.
Oh, okay.
They came on my stream and they had no issues, so Texas, so it's definitely not my end of this game.
I reloaded that fucking thing and it did not work.
Yeah. But
anyway.
Go to I'm also on Twitter. That's at @MayofMay84 because I still can't
don't forget
the
the
other
84.
one back. But more importantly, join our Discord. I want you there. I want you there.
Yeah.
Maybe you too. Might as well. That's the quick link is YOLO420.com/born-in-the-80s. Spell out the 80s. And I'm gonna post because we're talking about Nuzlocks. I'm gonna post a link to a Nuzlocke I saw on YouTube.
Nice.
It was an animated Nuzlocke, so you don't see the gameplay, you just see the animation. It was fun to watch. Only about 20 minutes long. Talked about the whole, just the important parts.
Bye-bye, everybody.
Yeah.
Bye. Hold on.
Yeah. What's my